The stories over the past few episodes have slipped a little, I think, but the captain of the Midnight Society is about to right the ship with possibly the best story of the season. Possibly the series, I didn't catch the later years. Tale of the Pinball Wizard encapsulates the early 90s in one big fun episode, from Super Soakers to Game Boys. The story centers around a boy, Ross, who likes video games. For whatever reason, he wants to look after this shop that fixes trinkets and has a few games in it itself. Ross digs pinball, of course. There's a pinball machine in there, and he's not supposed to touch it. Par for the course for Are You Afraid of the Dark? So far. So Tale of the Pinball Wizard, this definitely rights the ship. I mean, after a few episodes, especially in the middle of the season, that were a little bit lackluster, and didn't draw me in as much, for sure. This absolutely steals the show. So he gets sucked into this game, right? Like I was saying earlier, probably in the voiceover. And the thing about it is that it's seamless. You don't know he's in the game until, like, you catch on. It's a 22-minute episode, but proportionately for the episode, I guess, you find out a little bit later on. And it's seamless, and it gives me that, again, that Nightmare on Elm Street sort of transition to something that's not in reality, although there's a bit of a twist to this, which it's hard not to ruin. I want to tell you everything about it because it's my favorite episode. When he's in the mall, though, he encounters, these villains and things like that. And I have to say the most, the scariest, if you will, it's more fun than anything, but the guys that are in the black hats and things like that, I don't know if you ever played Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, but they kind of look like some of the villains from that. But there's something eerie about them. It's actually almost like a bunch of Blues Brothers just painted silver coming after you. It's creepy. But he's in a game and it has rules, and it kind of encapsulates the early 90s quite a bit. It's like a Nintendo game. There's even a princess, and they really play off the culture at the time. I was saying in this particular review, like even down to Super Soakers being his what, like, it brings you back to that era. It's an era of time that I think only people around my age understand. People older than me understand from their era what makes it nostalgic. And that's why I always say nostalgia is more for adults, because it's rediscovering the feelings more than the memories necessarily of childhood. And that this encapsulates all of that. The mall itself, I find it's kind of funny because they must have gotten some sort of permit just to use an empty mall at night really quickly to shoot all this stuff. And how inventive they were with it was a lot of fun and incredible. So kudos to them for turning basically a public, well, it's private property, but like a mall into an entire set. So that was a lot of fun and incredible. But the mall itself, it's more eerie than scary. It's not like it's not an atmosphere that you're afraid of, but it definitely takes a twist. So let's continue on. You'll see what I mean. How could such a fun story with a touch of being slightly silly but a little bit eerie be so scary? Well, here's the thing. It has the craziest, most unexpected shift in tone at the end. So, spoiler alert, pause this if you have it on DVD or you're looking to see it. That's fair warning. For the rest, Ross gets stuck in the machine. The owner is this mysterious monster who apparently trapped him there. The lack of explanation of the motive and how it happened in the first place leaves an unsettling feeling that I can't really explain. I went pretty fresh into this season, not seeing it for some time, decades since I've seen this actually. The second it went into the mall part, I had an oh yeah moment. Just when the stories are starting to slide a little, I think this one comes back and just nails the spirit of the series. Wow, what an episode. From the brilliant introduction to the show setting the mood, to the warm feeling of friends around the fire telling stories just to spook each other affectionately, I don't know, it may have been oriented towards children and that audience, but the first episode of Season 2 might suggest to you, never lose your inner child. I think that's a good idea. From the tale of the Phantom Cab to the tale of the Pinball Wizard, it was quite the adventure that the Midnight Society brought me on, and although I don't remember all the stories, I do remember the way it made me feel. I think that's the strength of what this show is for me, not in its ability to tell a perfect story, or having the strongest acting, the biggest sets, the most gore, or the most horrific. No, what I think it put in me was the connection to the holiday spirit, and adding to my appreciation of having a sense of adventure.
Maybe that's what truly draws me to the genre, in all forms. I suppose I look for adventure and fun, and my Midnight Society is you, the people watching, and I compete for your approval. Maybe that's what we're all on here for, kids at heart looking for constant adventure. I hope you all enjoyed the marathon as much as I did, and I hope I met your midnight approval. Happy Halloween, everybody. Take care.